It's water o'clock now. I've already finished my coffee. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a good week. We survived another weather event. It just seems never ending, doesn't it? I'm ready for warmer weather. I just want to say thank you for those of you who joined us this past Sunday, in person and virtually. It was an eventful early Sunday morning. My wife and I were huddled in the hallway, watching the tornado pass by on my phone, or the news of it, and it was real close. But those of you who ventured out, we appreciate it. Okay, the question, and this is going to kind of lead into maybe a little bit of a controversial area, but you know, that's who I am. Jesus asked his followers this in a roundabout way. Does it feel like sometimes this life that you want to live for Christ, following him, just feels like this endless treadmill of getting it right, of making sure that all the things in your life line up perfectly. And if you step out of way one way, or if you slip up one way, you know, that's it. So there's this constant stress and tension. If you are trying to follow Christ, and then for those, and I don't know if any of you are watching, who just like, I don't need that. I don't need to add that kind of stress and pressure to my life. And I think what's happened is we've taken this life following Jesus and we've turned it into a couple things. One of them is maintaining this moral purity that always gets it right and never messes up, which is something that we strive for, but we forget that those are the evidence of a life committed to Jesus, not the things that we put on our to-do list. We've put it backwards. We've created all of these signs of someone who's living for Christ, and then rather than letting them bloom from our devotion, our following Christ, we just strain to do those things. Or we have to agree to this list of presuppositions, which are just automatically assumed. Here are things that are true, and you have to believe them. And we make following Christ is just, here, believe all these things. And I'm not saying that's not important either, but that's not what it means to follow Christ. Jesus didn't call people to believe certain things. He didn't call them to make sure that you do all of these things the way they're supposed to be done. He just said, follow me. And this is a life of discipleship, and I think this is what we lose in what it means to follow Christ. That we end up trying to do all the things or believe all the things, and it ends up about being good rather than doing good. And we miss out on a much more fulfilling, satisfying life, a life that influences others, and a life that brings more joy. This is why Black History Month is so important, because for the longest time, our faith has caused us to do those two things, you know, strain and struggle to have these things in your life and to believe these certain things. And you see so many important people in history, people who had an influence on others, Black voices, that it wasn't just about believing a certain way or trying to maintain this really rigid morality. It was putting feet to their beliefs. It was orthopraxy and orthodoxy, and not just orthodoxy. Those are nerdy words, but orthodoxy is just believing the right things, and orthopraxy is practicing those beliefs in the right way. And that's what Jesus put emphasis on. So when he said, follow me, it was learn to do these things. It wasn't always getting it right all the time. We saw his working with the disciples. They were messed up regularly. But it's just committing to the life of being a disciple. And we see in these Black voices that we've heard from that there was action and movement that actually made a difference, that cared about other people. And that's why this month is so important. So we're going to wrap it up this Sunday. It's our last Sunday. Maybe not. We'll let you know. about learning about people who lived life as disciples, actually and actively living out what they believed. And we hope you join us for it. We have so much going on. We're in the middle of our money management class. Grief Share is meeting on Monday nights. Man Cave will meet this upcoming Monday night. After party, women's Bible study, Wednesday night and Thursday morning. We have a lot going on. And we're looking for volunteers too, so if you want to help out, contact us. But anyway, Sunday, we wrap up with more important voices that we need to hear that will help our faith and our walk bring the joy that it's supposed to bring. So, hang in there with the cold, and we'll see you Sunday. Take care.